Hi, welcome to another Robopack video. In this one, we're going to package the FortiGate client VPN so we can deliver a consistent package deployment with all the VPN settings we need for our users. Let's get into it. So I currently have Robopack connected to my test tenant, and the first thing I'm going to do is just go into the PSADT settings first, just to show you what I've done there before we package the FortiGate VPN client. Settings, and then we go to script templates. And as you can see here, as of this video, I'm using the latest version of the PSADT, which is 4.1.8. So let's have a quick look on that first. So I've changed a few things here. I've just made sure that the logging is all going to the correct Intune management extension logs. And the reason we do that, obviously, for the logs and the MSI installers logs, is that we can easily retrieve this from inside of Intune if we need to get the logs from the end user device. Let's just take a look at the dialog options. So a couple of things here. We've got our test company name, show on install, show on uninstall. This is the welcome dialog. You'll see this when we switch over to the VM. Show install, show uninstall, welcome dialog. We've also got only show if there's apps to close. We're allowing deferrals, 3 deferrals, and a couple of settings here about on top of other windows, etc. And the other thing I've done here as well, because you can easily do this, bit of branding. So if your organization requires any branding for PSADT, I've just created this little icon here with my initials and the words PSADT, just a bit of fun. You can see that. I'll show you that. So yes, that's my PSADT settings. Let's get on and package the app. Let's cancel that. Back to packages. Sorry. So as you can see under package, I've got nothing here because I'm just connected this to my new test tenant, so it's pretty empty. So let's have a look at instant apps, and let's look for the FortiGate client VPN. There it is. That's the one we're going to use. So let's analyze and build. We're going to wrap that in the PSADT scripts, obviously. That's all okay. Continue on that and import the app. Okay, there we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to customize the settings using a reg file, because I already have a reg file, which I'll open up and show you in a second, of some of the settings we want to deploy as part of this package. Okay, let's open that up. So here's my registry settings. So we'll edit that in Notepad just so you can see. And there's some settings here about, I've just got some random stuff in here. Yeah, so just some settings around server certs, SSO, enabled, things like that. So these are just some standard settings we want to push out to all of the FortiGate VPN settings for the clients. Let's go back into Robopack, and we're going to do a add custom setting for this application. We're going to target any of the versions. We're not going to target any specific version, so any will do. I'm going to come down here, and we're going to import a reg file. So let's do that. I'm going to select that reg file, and as you can see here, it's automatically picked up all the information that we wanted, and we can obviously edit this and remove and add and things like that. You can do other registry entries, but again, it's just a nice simple way of doing it from a single reg file, all the settings we need straight off the bat. So all that looks good. I don't need to add anything else. Let's save those settings. Okay, that's that. Okay, it's the VPN here. Right, so now what we're going to do now, as you can see here, it's now going to use these app settings for the FortiGate client VPN. And one of the real powerful features of Robopack is these custom app settings, because we now know that these custom app settings, no matter what version gets deployed here, when a new version comes out of this client VPN, I know that it's going to deploy these settings to any existing or new machines. And again, you can change these settings obviously, but app settings is a fantastic feature of Robopack. So now what we're going to do now is we're going to look at the PSADT script that it's going to produce. Let's have a look at that. we can click on the installation script and click on view script. And if we scroll down here, we go, you'll see here, that's the actual install. So there's the install there. There's the PSADT install command. Then we have a post install, which is the registry settings that where we imported the reg file. So now the power of Robopack and PSADT is now going to settle those registry entries, all for the exact information that we need to set up the user's VPN client automatically for us upon install. Yeah, so now what we can now do is we can set up a flow for this, which we'll now do. So let's set up the flow. I'll change a couple of options here. We'll do a pause. Last supersedes is going to be good enough. And I think that's good enough for now. Let's create the flow. I'm going to deploy it first to my test devices, and then we'll deploy it to all devices in the organization. So I've already got an existing group for that. Connect the tenant. Let's do pilot. There we go. I've got my Windows pilot devices. That's fine. Add that group there. Let's give it a few days before we move on. So 2 days will be fine. And then I want to move on to all devices. And I want to enable radar tracking as well. Because the beauty of radar tracking, as we mentioned before, is that will pick up, if FortiGate client's been installed outside of Intune for whatever reason, radar tracking will basically detect that, pick that up, and patch it for us, bring us up to the latest version that we're running, that we're deploying here. So radar tracking is fantastic, and we don't have to worry about any devices. Radar tracking handles all that for us and puts it in a special radar tracking group. Actually, you can see the group here. If I click on that, you'll see the group there. Yeah. Okay, let's save and start deployment. And what we'll do is we'll switch over to the my Hyper-V test VM, which is part of this. I've already deployed it into Intune and all that good stuff. But then we can see what happens on the device itself. Let's save first of all. Let's do that. Okay. That's now going to start uploading that to Intune and create all the assignments for us. Okay, there you go. That's all finished and it's in progress. So let's switch over to the Hyper-V machine. Okay, let's log in. And let's wait for it to appear. Here we go. And as you can see here, the PSADT has kicked in. There's the little logo you saw earlier. And it's just telling you that it's now installing the FortiGate Client VPN. Okay, it's installed successfully. So we'll check on that. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. So there. And yeah, these are some of the settings we just put in. Yeah, nice and simple. That's worked perfectly fine. Switch back to Robopack now. I just want to explain something else about deferrals. So I just wanted to recap on the settings for the script templates, because as you saw, I had allowed deferral here, but that's only going to appear when there's an app to close. That's the way it's been set here. So what does that mean? So in your app settings, let's just look at this one for instance. Let's just edit it a minute. What you can do here is you can put apps to close. This is the process that you're trying to. So this is effectively when you've got an app that is open. So you can put things like, once you find out what the FortiGate processes are, you put them into here. And if the FortiGate client is open, as an example, then it will then give you an extra option will appear where you can actually defer the installation, or you can close and install, and you can defer up to 3 times. So I'll do another video and I'll show you that process working. But again, it's another fantastic feature of PSADT, and Robopack makes it nice and simple to configure all that. Yeah, as I said, I'll show that in a separate video, and we'll do some things like deferrals and we'll have an application open, and you'll see when I do the demo, you'll see how it interacts and how you can actually close that application down and do the install, or you can defer it for for a later period. So yeah, I'll show you that. So anyway, hopefully you found that useful. One of the another fantastic feature that Robopack's got is the app settings, and yeah, I use it all the time for either closing down processes or doing custom installations that are a little bit more difficult or need customization for certain things. If there's any application out there that you want me to either put together, show, just let me know. I can easily do that. So one last thing I was going to show you before I go is that if we look at the FortiClient VPN, let's look at the flow. As you know, it's in progress for our pilot devices. There you go. You'll see here that it's successfully installed, and yeah, as you can see here, and it'll then move on to the next phase after 2 days' time. It'll move on to the rest of the organization's devices. In my test tent, I've only got a few devices anyway, so but you get the idea. So hopefully you found that useful, and yeah, look out for some more videos to come. Hope you enjoyed that, and see you soon. Thank you.